What does it mean to be authentic? Well, for me, one of the biggest obstacles to being authentic is other people. Yes, you. You are an obstacle to me being authentic because I love pleasing people. And intuitively, I want to do and say things that will please those that are around me. Now, our society recognizes that this is depriving individuals of authenticity. It's to be a chameleon, to just blend in with the crowds, to not have convictions or principles, but merely say and do what other people want. There's something really unhealthy about that. And the desire to be true to yourself is actually going to mean that you come up against other people. But there's also a sense that we see the ugly side of this in society of late, where people declare themselves to be living men, living women, sovereign beings, where no one has any right over their existence. Now, there's a sense of the ridiculousness of this. We see it that no, people can't be totally isolated. We have to have a sense of responsibility to our neighbour. We're all part of society. We're all citizens of humanity. And so there's something of a balance between how do we compromise our own convictions for the sake of others, whilst not depriving ourselves of being authentic to self. There's a story where Jesus was being questioned about his credentials. He was making some bold statements about who he was. He was doing some outrageous things. And the religious leaders of the day were questioning his ability to do it. He hadn't come from the right family. He hadn't gone through the right schooling. Jesus said, "And he who sent me is with me. He has not left me alone, for I always do the things that are pleasing to him." Here it is. Here's my passage to validate being a people pleaser. Jesus himself is a people pleaser. But in fact, it's actually not other people whom he's seeking to please. Jesus here is talking about his credentials as being sent from his heavenly Father. And it's God the Father whom Jesus seeks to please in his life. By pleasing God, Jesus is living an authentic human life. And that's because God the Father designed life for human flourishing. And so Jesus living in obedience to the Father's will, that is pleasing the Father, is actually living an authentically human life, a life according to the Maker's plan. And so the question for me, when I feel like I'm compromising my principles, whether it's saying that I like a footy team that I don't, or eating at a restaurant where there's nothing on the menu that I'd like to eat, is, do I desperately need the person that I'm with to like me? Or is this an opportunity for me to please my Heavenly Father? To not assert my own sovereignty, but to assert my own dependence. What are the areas in your life where you could please your Heavenly Father? What would it look like to not assert your own sovereignty, but joyfully submit to the designer's plan? Might that be authentic living?